Today we're going to dig into chapter 27. Now some of you got a head start on this by reading about snot or mucus. So we can read about this in small groups of 2 or 3 students or alone if you want. Or you can pull it up on your iPad and have your iPad read to you. That's usually alone. It's a very short story. It's less than a page. We have some vocab words. But then we're going to write about it, and that's what I want to talk about. Now you get 1 point if you can just fill out this stuff. If you can put your name, the date, 322, and the class period. So that's 1 point. You get another point for writing incomplete sentences and skipping lines. That's what the X's signify, skipping lines. So 2 of your 5 points are, can you follow directions? This isn't our first time we've done it, so hopefully you can follow directions. Then from the article, and there's more than one correct answer in these, describe 1 good thing snot does for your body. There's more than one. Second prompt, describe what causes your body to make more mucus. So there's kind of like a background rate of mucus making in your body, but your body kicks up and makes more for certain circumstances. And then lastly, the article goes into detail with different living things and how they use mucus. So describe 1 other living thing, 1 non-human living thing, and their use of mucus. Again, complete sentences. So if you give me like a 2-word answer, that's most likely not a complete sentence. And don't forget to fill in your name. This will be turned into the wooden tray. So that's the beginning of chapter 27. Well, why did we start chapter 27? We just did 10. Well, we just learned about bacteria and viruses, so I thought it would be a good time to learn about our immune system. So let's go find our chapter 27 slides. Press the square arrow to push it out into the Slides app. Double tap so we can edit. I like to open the Drive link for the book. Split screen. There we go. And we're ready to go. Now back in Google Classroom, if you needed it, the third link, or the second link here, was a link to the Snot story. So if you wanted to do the Snot story alone, you could open that up and pop it into Reader View and have your iPad read to you, if that's what you preferred. But back to the work. So question 1 comes from the story about how the Chinese and a British doctor responded differently to a very deadly disease called smallpox. Question 2 is in the beginning of the chapter. 3 factors that can increase your risk of getting a non-infectious disease. So what causes disease? We have infectious and non-infectious. So there's non-infectious. The 4 basic types of pathogens, they're big groups down here, so hopefully you can figure that out. This page we'll take notes on slide 2, so we'll get back to that. And then Louis Pasteur, a French scientist, figured out what pathogens were doing, and they were, causing a problem, wine to spoil in France. So he figured out a way to stop that. Why should you take an antibiotic according to your doctor's instructions? That's over here in the antibiotic paragraph. That should be pretty darn easy. And why won't your doctor give you antibiotics for a cold? So that's slide 1. That's Tuesday's work. Wednesday's work, which you can more than welcome to get ahead on, is to take notes. So those notes come from 2 parts of the book. We have the 5 ways to pass pathogens on, where we need to name the method, through the air, the paragraph headings, and then give an example, in this case coughing or sneezing. So the next paragraph heading is contaminated objects, and then you need to give an example of the contaminated objects. So I did one for you. Then the other part is the immune cell response, which is this double page here. So you could do the notes looking at the book pages, or you could open up this link, which is a different Drive link, where I put the notes together for you. So it's almost the same thing, it's just a little bit less to look at. So that's slide 2, taking notes on these sections. If we go back to the book and open the book link again, section 2, question 6, we have, how are your eyes and mouth defended from pathogens? So eyes, nose, and mouth. And how is your nose defended, which is a little different. Then what are 2 ways your skin prevents pathogens? There's actually 3 answers from infecting you. So there's the skin one for questions 6 and 7. But what if you get a pathogen that gets past your skin? Well, that's where question 8 comes in. When your skin is damaged, what do platelets do? So we got to look for platelets. And that's up here. And then where is your immune system found? If we read carefully, your immune system has an interesting location. Then we have questions about the specific immune response and about a fever. So we skipped these 2 pages because we're going to take notes on them. So we go back to a fever, which is something your body does. How does a moderate fever help you, and why is a high fever dangerous? And then why can it take up to 2 weeks to fight a disease the first time and only 3 days the second time? So we'll read about that. Slide 4, which isn't going to happen until Monday, we have question 11, 2 common allergens. So I love pictures, you know that. And symptoms of having an allergy, you would have to read for that. Then we have an immune system cells destroys other cells that divide too much. So there's an immune system that goes after cancer. Cells that divide too much are cancer. So which immune system cell goes after that? And then how does cancer actually end up killing people? So you can read that. Then we have a question about how does cancer kill people? Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to fix that. How does cancer kill people, and how is cancer treated? We're going to have to edit that question because I've repeated question 13 twice. I do have a different question I wanted to ask about HIV and AIDS and autoimmune disease. So we're going to redo question 13, keep question 14. Question 13 is going to be about rheumatoid arthritis and autoimmune diseases. What types of cells does the virus HIV attack, and what do people with AIDS usually die from? That's over here. So those are our 15 questions and notes with one question, question number 13, that I will edit for you. All right, hopefully you'll be ready to do the work. This video is linked in Google Classroom, but it's also going to be up on my site. Email questions if you have them, or wait to talk to me in person. Good luck.